Okay, so here we are in my room. It's a little dim. I have to find the other light switch. But I actually have a suite. So there's this cute little desk over here and a little couch, the little chaise. The TV is kind of in a weird space. I think it rotates. Oh, it does. So I can get it from any angle. King size bed right here. Look at that. Let's go through here. And I got, little sink area. Let's see if I turn the light on. Oh, there we go. Oh. And you know what? I realized I didn't bring any makeup with me. And the closet, safe. And the bathroom, the bathtub. Bathtub looks a little shallow. I do have to say that the Delta's tub was just completely amazing, but I'm glad I have a bathtub anyway. I'm not going to complain. And there I am. But the coolest thing about this, you got this other cute little desk here, but there's a kitchenette. Like, oh my goodness. It's going to be feeling like me living on my own for a little bit. 2-element burner, kettle, toaster, microwave. There's actually a little store in the building downstairs in the lobby. So let's turn you around. My voice is a little rough, but I was going to... Okay, so as I was saying, I did not bring any makeup or anything with me because if I decided to bring makeup, I was going to need more than a carry-on. All I wanted to do was travel with a carry-on, which I had to check anyway because the flight was full. So they were asking people to check their carry-on baggage, so I just checked it just to be easier for them anyway. And so I'm sitting here. I'm super tired. I've been up since 4. I didn't get any footage for you this morning before I left because there was just nothing for me to get for you, really. I woke up at 4. I kept trying to sleep until 5. My flight left Vancouver at 9 a.m., so I had to be there at 7 a.m., which meant I had to leave my house at like 5:45. And then when I'm anticipating going somewhere that I'm not used to going to, I can't really sleep very well. So I laid in bed from 4 until about 5 to 5, I think. And then I decided to get up and do my stuff. I'd reserved my Uber, so he was there right at 5:45 for me. Everything was packed and ready to go that I feel like I needed. I still feel like I'm forgetting something, but I kind of don't know what it is yet. So anyway, I went to the airport and did everything there. The Starbucks at the Vancouver airport warmed up my banana bread. I just got a slice of banana bread because I don't like to eat before I fly. Just because I'm still kind of a nervous flyer. Like, this is technically my second trip, but my third flight. Okay, so I'm still kind of a nervous flyer, so I didn't want to put anything in my stomach in case I, felt sick. I don't get motion sickness or anything, so I pretty much knew I wasn't going to feel sick, but I just didn't want to put anything big in there. So once I got there and I went through security and I did all of that, I went and I got a coffee and I got my piece of banana bread, which was all warmed up. And then I found out that so when my flight got booked, because it got booked through work, I had to call a third-party company to choose my seats. So when they were asking me what seats I wanted, I just said that I wanted an aisle seat because I need the leg room because I'm like 5'11", right? So my legs are really long. And the lady that I was speaking to said that if I took one of the seats by the emergency exits on the plane, they have more leg room. So I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll do that. So I got to the gate and everything, and they call you up in zones. So zone 1 boards first. And those are like the comfort seating and stuff like that. They get first crack at loading. Now, me typically, because I fly economy through work, I'm usually zone 4, so I'm usually loading last onto the plane. But because I had a seat at the emergency exit, I got to load with zone 1, so I was like on the plane right away. So that was cool, and there was like a ton of leg room. Like it was nice. If I could figure out how to recline the seats, that would be great. Not a lot, just a little, so that my head doesn't fall forward. I almost fell asleep a couple of times on the flight. Who am I? Because I was not a flyer, but I'm tired. So, just the motion and everything. I was just you know how you start to fall asleep and then you kind of wake up when your head starts to fall forward? I can't even tell you how many times that happened. So I'm a tired girl. So I was going to go out and kind of explore a little bit today after I got here and, go get some food and stuff. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the little store that's here in the hotel. And I'm going to pick up something because I do have the kitchenette behind me. I'm going to pick up a couple of things. And then because I didn't get to work during this entire travel thing, I didn't get to work. I think I'm going to catch up on a few emails before I do anything else because I get picked up at 8:30 tomorrow to go to another office. So the reason why I'm here is I'm shadowing another manager. I'm job shadowing her, and we're very similar, but our teams are very different. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. But that's why I'm here. Something else that I kind of noticed, which it's funny because I don't travel. Up until January, I pretty much didn't leave my little town unless it was a road trip somewhere, and you tend to notice little things that are different between where you're from and where you're at. But I think the biggest thing that I noticed, like Toronto's a big city. Like it's huge. I'm not saying Vancouver's small, but Toronto is huge and just completely unknown to me. But it takes forever to get from the airport to downtown Toronto. It's like in Vancouver, it's not as hard to get from the Vancouver airport to the downtown core of Vancouver. But here it took and it was also rush hour traffic. So it took almost an hour to get here. And the people out here drive there's just stuff going on and I don't know, poor pedestrians. But I'm completely interested in everything that's going on here because I'm here on my own. When I came here in January, I came with a group of people for a conference, which was nerve-wracking enough for me. Not only did I have to fly, but I had to meet 100 people I didn't know. Now I'm here by myself. I'm all by myself. I have a little bit more time to explore, so I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get to do that. I'm here until Friday. I leave and then I go back home. And so I'm hoping that tomorrow night and Thursday night I am able to at least check out some restaurants while I'm here, because that's the big thing. I just want to go get food. Okay, so my little hotel haul that I got. So I grabbed one of these Healthy Choice steamers. It's just chicken teriyaki. I'm gonna throw that in the microwave. But I know it's not gonna be enough. So I did get snacks. So I got my crunchy Cheetos and my Smart Food popcorn. I grabbed a Pepsi because they didn't really have a large variation. I do have water here too, and then just for a nibble if I'm still hungry, I just got some sodium infused cup of noodles. Okay, so hopefully this is okay. We will make do with that. Okay, so today, this is the first time I got to hop on today because I was at my head office and meeting a ton of people, and it was just it was a lot. Actually, you know what? I really have to put water in my cup of noodles, so we're gonna do this. Okay, this is gonna take you with me. So did a lot today as far as meeting people. Like, my social battery is very low, and that's fine. I got some work done. I knew I wouldn't get a lot of work done because I was meeting people. So there, there was that. It was all good. I'm back at the hotel now. I'm going to finish up my work day, and then I'm going to find some place to go for dinner. They had a complimentary breakfast. Okay, I have to put you down. Looking down from above. Oh yeah, there we go. So they had a complimentary breakfast, which I did not eat because I'm not really much of a breakfast person. Not that early anyway, at the time that I had to leave. So my head office is in Mississauga, and I am in downtown Toronto. So I got the pleasure of, I think it was almost 2 hours it took us to get to Mississauga this morning from where I am. And I mean, I thought Vancouver was bad with traffic. Oh no. So anyway, we did that, and just to keep the lid on for my stuff to steep. It was quite the trip. I couldn't even believe the traffic. And I had always heard people from Ontario that I know, people from not just Ontario, but Toronto, talk about the 401 and how bad it is. And I actually got to see that firsthand this morning. So that was definitely interesting. It has been a less than productive day for other things. I did kind of take a little walk around because there is a corner store on the corner of the street. Corner store on the corner, go figure. And I went there just to grab a couple of little things because I have a bathtub here. I wanted to grab some Epsom salt, so I did that. And I kind of grabbed some snacky things for later. And one of the things I did grab that we don't have out west, hang on. Okay, so where I'm from, we don't have tropical 7-Up. Tropical 7-Up. Like, I had to buy it because, so we're gonna give this a try while I wait for my noodles. Ooh. That's really good. That is really good. I'm trying to pinpoint what it tastes like. Besides saying it tastes like candy, because it does taste like candy. Oh, that is so delicious. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat these noodles. I mean, it is 4:30 now, and I've got about half an hour left of my work day, and then I'm gonna find a place to go for dinner because I really do want to go for dinner while I'm out here. Okay, so I think I found a restaurant that's like 5 minutes walking away from here, and it is terrible outside. And it's called Gabby's, and I'm gonna go there and see what I can have for dinner. So tonight's my last night here. Today it is finally not raining. It's actually been raining pretty much the whole time I've been here. So last night I decided that I was going to make sure that I got out of the room, besides, work, get out of the room, go get something to eat, find something nearby. So I got on my phone. I think I showed a clip of that anyway, of going to Gabby's. For me, it is a big thing. Like, number one, I am in Toronto alone. Not only do I not travel, I don't travel alone. But, getting the bug here. Anyway, I told myself that I was going to make sure that I got out. Made sure I got out and I did something. And even though the weather was really, really crappy, I did go out to get something to eat. And it turned out that the place that I went, so Gabby's is like a sports bar. And I did not realize that there was a Blue Jays game on last night. So I went to walk into the restaurant, and it was this cute little place. It was a really narrow little restaurant. Not very wide, but it was very deep. And as soon as I walked in, number one, there was a lineup waiting for tables. Number two, the place was packed. And there were so many people sitting right by the front door that I didn't feel like I could turn around and walk out. I mean, I could have turned around and walked out, but I was like, no. Anxiety just totally grabbed a hold of me, and I stood where I was, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna wait this out. So the place has got a pretty good hum to it. There's people talking, laughing. All the screens have either, there was a soccer game on last night and there was a Blue Jays game. So the waitress comes up and I'm like, yeah, I go table for one. And she goes, for one? I'm like, yes. She's like, hang on a second. And I kind of understood it because the place was packed. Like, where are you going to find a place to put one person when you're, this is a money-making event that's going on. So she comes back and she goes, well, can I seat you at the bar? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So she went and she sat me down at the bar. There was only, I think, 3 open seats at that point. Anyway, she sits me down at the bar. I've got 3 TV screens right in front of me. 2 on the sides have soccer on them, and the one in the middle has got baseball on it. So I'm kind of watching baseball. I'm looking at the menu, and she comes up after a few minutes. The bartender comes up after a few minutes, and she says, so can I get you something to drink? I'm like, yes. And because my anxiety is like through the roof at this point, being in a strange place with no one, in a very crowded place, I was, when I had intentionally decided to go out, I was hoping to find something like small. And the reason I was drawn to Gabby's in the first place was because I looked at the menu and, I looked around. I didn't want Italian and stuff like that. So I looked at the menu. The menu looked good. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go here, not realizing that it was a sports bar and whatnot. So anyway, I go in and she asked me what I wanted to drink. And me, I'm a bourbon girl. So I just took a bourbon neat and I sat there and I looked at the menu, kind of side-eyeing the games going on. And then I decided that I was going to have a buffalo chicken sandwich. Ooh, that actually, it wasn't the buffalo chicken sandwich. It was a buffalo chicken wrap and it had a kick to it. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I ate my wrap. I had my bourbon and a glass of water. And the whole time I was kind of texting with one of my girlfriends back in Vancouver. So I'm texting with her and it's keeping me a little bit occupied and making sure that I'm not overly anxious about the whole situation. Oh, I think I kind of stopped there, but my whole thing with going out to eat is I actually wanted to find someplace quiet where I could actually either sit and read or something like that. Just, a quiet place. But down here where I was, there was just nowhere quiet. There was everything either had a lineup out the door. By the time I came out of Gabby's, there was just lineups at the restaurants all the way down the street. So I was actually lucky that I got in there when I did. And anyway, so I left there and I decided to come back to the hotel because I was starting to get kind of tired. My system has just been kind of messed up from the time change. Like, I'm surprised that I'm tired as early as I am. Anyway, so I had a full belly, but I had 2 bourbons and felt accomplished. I'm like, yeah, okay. I went out, and everything. I did one of the things I wanted to do while I was here. I did also try to find bookstores near me, plant stores near me, and they just weren't near me. I would have had to get on like public transit, and I do not know this city well enough to do that. So those were out. So I did plan on exploring a little bit more, but it just wasn't going to happen that way. So anyway, I decided to start walking back to the hotel. Somehow I missed my turn, and the restaurant was not far. Like seriously, when I came out of the hotel, I took a right, went up to the corner, took a left, walked straight up, took another left, and I was at the restaurant. When I came out of the restaurant, I took a right, and then just for some reason kept going straight. Didn't take another right. I think that I thought that my street was further up than it was, and I knew the name of the street. I just wasn't paying attention. I think I was, a little bit buzzed, and I was like just happy about the fact that I was like, I felt accomplished. I went out and I got myself some dinner. So I was doing a little bit of window shopping too. So I got distracted, ended up continuing to walk. And I'm like, okay, I know I have to take a right somewhere. So instead of turning around and going back the other way, because I didn't want to go against the grain of people that were everywhere. There was people everywhere in the rain too. I just kept walking, took a right, and I ended up on Canada's Walk of Fame. So that was kind of cool. So you might have seen some footage that I showed you as well about that. So that was really cool. I ended up there and I was looking at the stars, and it just hit me that I could actually see this, because I never thought I would. So it's like, now that I've gotten over my fear of flying, and on top of that, I also have my passport, which I haven't had to use yet. It's like the world got smaller, if that makes sense. Oh, and today. So I was at work, and the building I was in, I was on the 31st floor, the 31st floor. And the lady that I was with, that I was job shadowing, she took me for a walk around the building, and there's just wall-to-wall windows everywhere. So she takes me to this big room, and where it looks out over Lake Ontario. And I'm looking out, and way off in the distance, and it was cloudy, so you could just barely make them out. I saw what looked like buildings. I was like, I go, what's that all the way over there? She goes, that's Rochester, New York. I was like, what? And she goes, it's Rochester, New York. And then she points and she goes, and if you look over there, she goes, Buffalo, New York is over there. This may not seem big to anybody else, but it's big to me because I honestly, not only did I never think I would see Toronto, I never even thought that I would be anywhere near the state of New York. Anywhere near it whatsoever. And the fact that I could see, and just barely, I could see towering buildings across a giant lake. I'm just amazed that I'm here. At the same time, I cannot wait to get home. I'm so excited about leaving tomorrow. Today, I didn't go out to eat. I figured that I would just kind of hang out in the hotel tonight. My lunch, the portions they gave me, I got Chinese food for lunch, and the portions were so big that I ate half of it for lunch and then ate the other half for dinner. So I didn't have to go out anywhere. And that's fine by me. Baby steps. I'm going to be back in a month anyway. For like a day. But I can definitely say that Toronto has been the city that has helped get me over a bunch of fears. And I think that for that, this city will always be in my heart for that reason. I'm a BC girl. I am. I'm a BC girl. I love my province. I love my city. And that's where I would like to be. But I am going to love coming back here because now I can actually say that I'm more familiar with the surroundings of this city. So I feel more comfortable when I'm here.
Okay, well, here I sit, just waiting to check out. I threw on the same sweater I had yesterday because I'm just getting onto a plane and don't care at this point. I'm so excited to get home. I miss my dog. I miss my goats, little buggers. Apparently they figured out, my roommates figured out how they've been breaking out of the gate. So that's entertaining. But yeah, so for this work trip, I definitely stepped outside of my comfort zone a little bit more. And I would like to actually be able to come back here on a vacation, you know, so that I don't have to worry about going to work every day and having to entertain that. So overall, though, it was good. It actually took me a little bit longer to fall asleep last night because I don't know why. Probably because I knew I was traveling today. So, again, I woke up an hour earlier than I actually wanted to. And then when I get back to the West Coast, I'm going to be 3 hours behind and I'm probably going to want to fall asleep by like 7 o'clock. So I'm definitely making a coffee when I get home. And I know I have videos I have to edit because I didn't do them before I left. So I'll probably edit the video for my main channel and then hopefully if I can edit the video for this channel and get that all done and dusted. And I'm really interested to see how some of my plants did, the newer ones, while I was gone. Okay, we're taking one last look at the room before I go. I have about half an hour until I check out, and then I go to the airport. But yeah, it was a good stay. I'm actually surprised I'm still tired. But, you know, it is what it is.